Join Peter and Mary as they reconnect after years apart, sharing heartfelt memories, life updates, and plenty of laughter. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the ME English channel for more real-life English conversations that help you learn and improve your language skills.
Peter, is that really you?
Mary? Oh wow, it's been so long. I can't believe it. How are you?
How am I? How am I? Peter, you disappeared off the face of the earth. What on earth happened to you? You vanished 5 years ago without a word. I'm still mad about it.
I know. I deserve that. I can explain, really. I didn't mean to just disappear like that.
Explain? You better have a good explanation. I mean, one day you're there, we're all hanging out, and then, poof, you're gone. No calls, no texts, nothing. We all thought you were abducted by aliens or something.
I wish it were that simple. No aliens involved, just life. After university, things got complicated.
Complicated? That's the understatement of the century. You ghosted everyone. We were worried, you know. What happened? Why didn't you say anything?
I know I should have. Honestly, I just wasn't in a good place mentally. After graduation, I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I thought I had it all figured out, but then reality hit, and it was rough. Jobs weren't coming through, bills were piling up, and I just couldn't deal. I started bouncing between jobs, nothing permanent, nothing that made sense. It felt like I was running in circles, and I didn't want anyone to see how bad things were.
Wow, that sounds awful. But still, we could have helped you, Peter. We're your friends. You didn't have to disappear like that.
I know. Trust me, I regret it. But at the time, I felt ashamed. I didn't want you or anyone else to see me struggling. I thought I could figure it out on my own. And then, 2 years ago, I got this opportunity to work abroad, and I just packed up and left. It felt like a fresh start.
Abroad? Where did you go?
Germany. A company there offered me a job in marketing, which was completely different from what I was doing before. It was scary at first, but also exciting. For the first time in years, I felt like things were falling into place. I was learning new things, meeting new people, and finally, after all the chaos, I felt stable.
Germany? So, what? You just up and left the country? No goodbye, no, hey, I'm moving to Europe. See you never. Just gone?
Yeah. I didn't handle it well. But Mary, I wasn't well. Not emotionally, not mentally. I needed to get away to clear my head and start fresh. I thought if I could just get my life together abroad, then maybe, just maybe, I'd be able to reconnect with everyone. I owe you and everyone else a massive apology.
Yeah, you do. You really do. I mean, disappearing for years? No warning, no update? It was like you fell off the grid. Everyone kept asking about you, and I didn't know what to say. But I guess if you were going through all of that, I can understand a little. Still, you had us worried.
I'm sorry, really. I never meant to hurt anyone. I'm back now, though. I'm just here for a visit, spending time with my family for a bit. I thought it was time to face everything I left behind.
Well, I'm glad you're back. You're still a jerk for leaving without a word, but I'm glad you're okay now. It's good to see you, Peter.
It's really good to see you too, Mary. I've missed this. I've missed you. How's everything been for you? How's life?
Well, where do I start? While you were gallivanting across Europe, I've been here, living the life of a responsible adult. I got promoted at work, finally.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Mary. You always were the ambitious one.
Ambitious? More like exhausted. It's been a whirlwind. But I've been thinking lately, remember when we were kids and thought life would be so easy once we grew up?
Ha! Yeah, we thought we'd have everything figured out by 25. Boy, were we wrong.
Exactly. We thought we'd have dream jobs, tons of money, and life would just work. Instead, we're out here hustling, stressing over bills, and realizing that adulting is a full-time job itself.
Oh, tell me about it. Sometimes I think back to those carefree days and wonder how we thought adulthood was going to be so simple.
I miss when life was that simple, just fun. No real responsibilities. What happened to us?
We grew up, that's what happened. And the city grew with us. Look at this place. It's so different now. Half the shops we used to hang out in are gone.
I know, right? Remember that tiny coffee shop we used to go to after class? It's a boutique now. And the park? They built a huge office complex over half of it.
No way. The park? That's where we used to hang out every weekend. We'd play frisbee or just sit on the grass talking about nonsense for hours.
Yeah, now it's all concrete and glass. It's weird. The city feels the same, but also completely different. Everything's changing so fast.
That's the thing about cities. They never stop evolving. But it's kind of sad, isn't it? Like we're losing bits of our past.
Yeah, it feels like the world moves on even when we're not ready for it. But hey, at least some things never change. Like us randomly bumping into each other after all this time.
True. It's like fate pulling us back together.
Yeah, fate, or the fact that I live around the corner from here.
Okay, maybe not fate then. But still, I'm glad we bumped into each other. It's nice catching up. I feel like I've missed out on so much.
It's funny, standing here and catching up with you like this. It's like we hit pause 5 years ago, and now we're just pressing play again. So much has happened since you disappeared.
Yeah, life keeps moving whether we're ready or not, huh? I can't even imagine how much I've missed. Tell me, what's been going on with you? Any big milestones?
Oh, you mean like marriages, kids, that kind of thing?
Well, yeah. You were always the one with a plan. Bet you've hit a few major milestones by now, right?
Oh, Peter, if only life followed the plans we made. I was engaged twice.
Twice. Wow, I didn't know that. What happened?
Yeah, well, the first one didn't last long. We got engaged too quickly, and it was one of those whirlwind relationships that crashes just as fast as it takes off. We were just too different. He was a nice guy, but not my guy.
Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it takes a while to figure out if you're truly compatible.
Exactly. And the second engagement, well, that one was more serious. We were together for a couple of years, and I really thought it was going to work out. But then, things started to change. He wanted to move to a different country for work, and I didn't want to uproot my life. We tried to make it work, but it just wasn't meant to be.
That sounds tough. I can't imagine how hard it must have been to go through that.
It was at the time. But honestly, I'm fine now. I've come to peace with it. I've been focusing on myself for the past year. No more relationships, no more drama. Just me. It's actually been kind of liberating.
I totally understand that. Sometimes you just need to hit the reset button, right?
Exactly. And I'm not even thinking about relationships anymore. I'm just happy doing my own thing.
Same here. After everything I went through, work is all I've been focused on. No time for romance.
Really? Not even a little crush or anything while you were in Germany? Come on, you've been gone for 2 years. You've got to have some stories.
I wish. But no, I've been all about work. Trying to build a career from scratch in a foreign country takes up all your time, believe me. There were a few times when I thought about putting myself out there, but I don't know. I guess I wasn't ready.
So Mr. Peter is still single. Good to know.
Yep, still on the market. Not that I'm advertising.
Well, maybe it's for the best. Relationships are a lot of work, and sometimes it's better to focus on yourself before diving into something serious again.
Yeah, I think we both learned that lesson the hard way. Besides, who knows? Maybe things will happen when we're not looking for it.
Maybe. But for now, I'm enjoying the freedom. No more heartbreaks, no more stressing over someone else's life decisions. Just me, my career, and my coffee machine.
That's a solid combination. You've got your priorities straight. Speaking of which, have you heard from any of our old friends? It feels like we've all scattered in different directions since graduation.
Yeah, I've kept in touch with a few. Remember Simon? He's married now. Can you believe it?
What? Simon? Married? The same Simon who couldn't commit to picking a movie for us to watch? How did that happen?
I know, right? I couldn't believe it either. But apparently, he met someone who finally managed to settle him down. They got married last year, and he's already talking about starting a family.
Wow. Simon. Married. I need a minute to process that. Last I honestly thought he'd be the last one to settle down.
Same here. But people change, I guess. He seems really happy though, so I'm happy for him. And then there's Claire. She's living in Australia now.
Australia? How did she end up there?
She got a job offer out there, moved on a whim, and now she's never coming back. She's surfing, hiking, living the dream.
That sounds so like Claire. Always the adventurous one. I'm not surprised at all that she'd pick up and move to the other side of the world. Good for her.
Speaking of the future, what about you? What's next for Peter? Any big plans or dreams you're working on?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about that lately. Now that I'm more settled, I've started to think about what I really want to do, not just what pays the bills. I've always had this dream of starting my own business, something creative, something I can build from the ground up. Maybe a digital marketing agency or something in tech. I want to create something that's mine.
That's awesome. You've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. I can totally see you running your own company.
Thanks, it's something I've been seriously considering. I've learned so much working abroad, and I think I'm ready to take that leap. It's scary, but exciting, you know?
It sounds like the perfect challenge for you. You've got the drive for it. I'm sure you'll do amazing.
I hope so. What about you? Any big dreams or secret projects?
Well, Since I've taken a break from relationships, I've been thinking more about what I really want to do with my life, too. I've always had this idea in the back of my mind about writing a book. Nothing too serious, just something fun and lighthearted, maybe a novel or a series of short stories. I've been jotting down ideas here and there, but I haven't really committed to it yet.
What? That's amazing, Mary. I had no idea you wanted to write a book. You've got to go for it.
I don't know, it's just a thought for now. But I've been feeling more inspired lately. I think I just need to stop being afraid and actually start writing.
Absolutely. You've got nothing to lose. Besides, you've always had a way with words. I'm sure whatever you write will be brilliant.
Thanks, Peter. It's nice to hear that. Maybe I'll give it a real shot this year.
You should. Imagine, 5 years from now, you'll be a published author, and I'll be running my own business. We'll meet up again and laugh about how we talked about all of this right here on the street.
Exactly. And we'll make sure we don't lose touch this time, okay?
Deal? I promise. No more disappearing acts. I'm back now, and I'm not going anywhere.
Good. It's about time. And hey, no matter where life takes us, I've got your back. We've been through too much to just let go of old friends.
I feel the same way, Mary. You've always been there, even when I didn't deserve it. I'm really sorry for everything.